Morning, everybody. Good morning. Coffee. Morning, rest. Undisputed Frost is here, and so is Dr. Van Chilla. Early, before I even sign on, I got a bad case of allergy attack, so pardon me for my itchy eyes and itchy nose. One of those days, my allergy is acting up. Hello, Rez. Dr. Van Chilla said, gotta feed the livestock before I settle in. By livestock, I'm guessing the dog and the kitty cat. Morning, Space Boy Jordan. Morning. It is Sunday. The chat will be on for a while, 1 hour, and then I'm gonna have lunch, and then me and the family is going to see the movie, the Disney cartoon, the one with the Rock. What's the name? Mana. I don't know. I saw the preview. It looked cute, and the reviews look good. Anthony want to see it, so that's what we will do. Hello, Scott. New sub. Thank you, sir. Kyle is here. Kai Waka, all the way from New Zealand. Let's see. I got an email notice from both of my sellers. I bought something, a real special item a couple weeks ago. And then I won something from the Heritage auction that I discussed last week. Or is it last week? Yeah. I got the notice from Heritage that they are shipping my winning. It should be here. Both of my special late birthday, early Christmas self-present, self-gifting to myself is coming in the mail, I believe, Tuesday. So Tuesday could be a massive unboxing. For sure, it's the two priciest item I bought all year. Okay, so I'm super excited to unbox those two items. I get, freebies and act of kindness from many people. And one person sent me a bunch of stuff a year ago. It was for those that been around YouTube long enough. Showman88, Joel from the UK. He hasn't been on YouTube for a long time. Pretty much the last 6 to 8 months. But about 6 months ago, he sent me some freebies, some gift, and I a bunch of stuff, and I read a bunch of stuff. Okay, I read some of the stuff he sent me, and some of the stuff I put it in a box to be read later. He sent me, I believe, these two comic book CBM, comic book marketplace. I have no idea if he's aware of how unique this one is, but I actually browsed through it earlier this week, and I was stunned at the hidden gem inside this issue. What's so special about this issue? I actually shot a video that I plan to load next week. Okay, next week. I shot a video about this particular issue. What's so special about this? This book came out literally 3 months, I think, from the time CGC launched. Okay, and I have been looking for articles. Hello, Bookham Dano, Spaceboy Jordan. I have been looking for early articles about CGC and what the market, what the dealer, what the collectors think about CGC, and it's right in here, right in this magazine. I'm telling you, I shot the video with this magazine. I also scan all the pages that had that long discussion that I will link uh, for the video, so that when you watch the video, I will talk about the link that you can download the full scan of the article to read. It is fascinating to read about the birth of CGC, how the dealers met with CGC, or the discussion that came out of the meetings with the start of CGC on what was discussed, what was planned, what was the concerns. All of that stuff is in here. And to my surprise, which I did not know, was the grading scales that CGC was discussing with the dealer. We are all aware of, 9.2, 9.4, 9.6, all that stuff. But in this issue, they have not yet finalized the grading scale yet. And there was discussion of 0.5, like, 6.5, 7, 7.5, 8, 8.5, 9, and then 9.5. There was no 9.2, 9.4, 9.6. There was discussion of using the scale that will include 9, 9.5, and 10. So incredibly fascinating for those that curious about the history of CGC, how it was started, what was the early concern. Wait until you see the video. I will try to load it next week for sure. This week. Maybe after Wednesday at live chat, since I have the big unboxing Tuesday. But unbelievable, a hidden gem. Okay, and this issue it came out, I think, March of 1999. It's a May 1999 issue, but as in many things, when the cover date say May of 1999, it may have been on the stand in April or March of 1999. So yes, this is about the earliest article that I have found discussing the birth of CGC. The earliest. It's even talk about graders. Back then, in this, there was a concern that there only one grader. Steve Borock, the only one grader. So there was the concern of consistency. So yeah, I mean, everything about what CGC is today, you can read about how they took the advice and opinions and suggestions from the dealers and collectors at the early stage to formulate how the company is what it is today. Okay, so that's it. Yeah, wait until you guys read it. It's fascinating. It is. It's. I mean, I would say some of the stuff that I read in that article, I knew from my friendship and conversations that I had with Steve and other graders. Some of the stuff I am aware and heard of, but many of the stuff, the majority of the stuff that I read in that article is things that I didn't know is in the 0.5 grading scales. I did not know that was it. I did not know that in the beginning there was only one grader, and CGC thought it was okay to just have one person grading the book. That's it. No wonder many dealers had concern that you can't just have one person look at the book. You had to have multiple eyes to check each other to balance out. So there's a lot of good stuff in there. Oh, and another thing, it also discussed what I dislike the most, the qualified grade. Yes, it discussed how even label colors. Okay, back then there was not blue, yellow, or green. There was discussion of red for I think red was for restore instead of purple. There was all kind of debate and discussion on the colors of the label. So the articles are very detailed, granular, right to the minute details. I think it's a wonderful article. I mean, I have never seen anything written in that kind of in-depth about the birth of CGC is in that article. So a hidden gem. So once again, a big thank you to Showman88 to send me. I'm pretty sure he has no idea what he had. I'm pretty sure when Joe bought this, it's a gift for me, along with many other things. He probably just know that I was a big historian, but I don't think he knows what in this magazine. I'm pretty sure if Joe's around and I would ask him if he knew that article is in this magazine, he'd probably say no. He just thought that it was a neat item that he has that he thought I might enjoy, along with many other things. You know, he sent me sticker book, things for my son Anthony. So he sent me a whole bunch of stuff. There was an old video where I show all the stuff that he sent in that one big package, and this was in it. Awesome. Bye, Kyle. Oh yeah, John. Wait until you see. Wait until you read, because there was discussion about pen mark, date stamps, all kind of stuff. Yes, as Undisputed Frost had pointed out, Steve have left CGC. Steve history is he stayed with CGC until 2008, I think. I had to check my data, but I think he stayed with CGC until 2008. And then from 2008 to 2013, he was a head consigner at Heritage Auction. He was a guy that traveled all over the country. That's when I met Steve. I met Steve when he was working for Heritage. And he was traveling weekly. Seemed like weekly he was traveling from state to state to meet up with potential sellers, people with large collections that want that want Heritage to sell and auction off. So that was Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs was a lead consigner. I'm not sure what the right vocab is, but that was his job at Heritage prior to launching CBCS. Hello, Bear 90. Dr. Von Schiller answered a very good question for Joshua Hamash. I'm not sure how to pronounce your last name. Pardon my ignorance. His question was, Joshua, have a question. What are a good source to buy graded comics other than eBay? No doubt the CGC forum. Okay, I can't stress enough that one of the best place to buy comic books, graded or raw, is the CGC forum. One of the best. Okay, I would say it's the best. I have bought and sold many things there, raw and graded. Is it perfect? No. Is there raw books on the CGC forum that are not graded correctly? Absolutely. Not everybody, just because it is the CGC forum, does not mistake that people there know how to grade. They are better graders compared to the nuts that you see on eBay. Yes, they are in general. Best sellers, best graders on CGC forum won't last very long. Okay. If you are a person that don't know how to grade and you grossly overgrade your books and you sell on a CGC forum, you will hear crickets. And usually someone will point it out to you that your grading is a hack. So you either man up, learn to grade, or you disappear from the forum. Okay? So overall, it's a good place to buy. And usually the prices are relative cheaper than eBay, relative cheaper than many auction houses. Because a lot of sellers that go on to sell in the CGC forum understand that you don't have to pay eBay 10%. You don't have to pay Comic Link 10%. You don't have to pay any consignor 10% to sell at the CGC forum. So many people, I included, are happy to pass on some of that savings to you. Okay, in the perfect world, we all want a win-win scenario where the buyer saves some, we make a little bit more as a seller, right? If I want to sell a book on the CGC forum, would I sell that book at GPA price? No, unless it is a hard keys. Okay, if it's a hard keys, sure. Would I ask for near GPA? Sure, absolutely. Sometime at GPA if it's a hard book. But for the average books that are not hard, I would definitely sell it 5 to 10% lower than GPA. So for those that want to buy graded books at a reasonable price, using GPA as your price guide, then the CGC forum is a good place to look to use. Okay. Zuxus, yes, I saw that. I follow CBCS on their Facebook page, and I saw Steve post that copy, the restore copy that has been in a collection since the 70s. So yes, I have seen that news. It would likely show up on Heritage or Comic Connect. Okay, that's my bet. My best bet is either Heritage or Comic Connect. I don't see that book showing up on Comic Link. No way. Bear 90 asks for, yes, I can email you the link. Hold on right there. Let me post a link to the CGC forum for the noobski out there that are not familiar with the CGC forum. Let me get to that. Give me a second. I have, for some people, they had a hard time finding the forum. You know, like I said, I don't know why, but it doesn't matter. Here we go. Ken Kim is here. Hello, Ken Kim. Oh man, it's not working. Why is it not working? It won't let me post. Bummer. Sorry, folks. For some reason, the CGC forum would not let me copy the link. Damn. There you go. I just post a link to the CGC sales forum. There you go. Good luck. There's a whole lot of people here. So Ken, without diving too much in your own personal stuff, Curious Mind would like to know, did you sell the book? You don't have to say the book. Just say yes or no. Were you able to sell the book that you were looking to sell? I was not sure if you were able to unload it or not. Just a yes or no is sufficient. No need to bring up any more about that issue. Yes, for those that are not familiar with the CGC forum, you know, it's run and owned by the parent company of CGC. So they have different subsection of the forum for the coins and for other collectibles. So it's a pretty big forum. You know, it's a great marketing tool for them. It's a place where they moderate. CGC moderate what is talked and discussed about there. So if you talk about CBCS, they will delete your comments. They don't tolerate discussion of other competitors on their site. They do not tolerate you. They won't allow you to sell non. Well, you can sell raw books or CGC. You cannot buy or sell PGX or CBCS slab on their forum. Okay. Now, for those that want to take a look at CBCS forum, they have their own forum, but I do not believe CBCS has an area where people are buying and selling yet. They are too busy to deal with moderating. That's part of the chat room. Ken, you sold it. Congratulations. Hopefully the money will go towards something you want. Brooke is here. The myth, the legend, the man. Man from the UK. Comically flawed. I think that's the first time I saw comically flawed in the live chat. So hello. Hello, contender. Let's see what else. On the TV front, there was a new show popping up on Netflix that comically flawed. We were just chatting about buying and selling on the CGC forum. Hello, Captain Cole. Someone was asking in the chat, where's a good place to buy slabs other than eBay. And I mentioned that, one of the best places to buy slabs at discount is the CGC forum. It's a good place to buy stuff cheaper than eBay, usually below GPA. And that's where I mentioned that, CBCS also have their own forum, but on the CGC forum, you cannot buy or sell PGX or CBCS slabs. They don't tolerate discussion of competitors there, which is understandable. It's their business. It's their forum. They are the boss. They control what are allowed to be discussed. Yes, so if you want to post negative comments about CGC, how much you hate slabs and all that stuff, most likely they will ban you. Captain Cole with the gloves. What was it? I was going to say. I saw a new series on Netflix that I'm tempted. It's an Israeli show, from what I understand. I have not started to binge yet. I need a break. Okay, after binging the last week on a couple of shows, I need a little break from watching TV shows. But the show is Fauda, Fauda, Fauda. It's an Israeli show about, of course, terrorists and all that stuff. So anyone that has seen that show, let me know. Is this something that I should watch? I have too many other shows ahead of it. I had Crown ahead of it. So I want to see Crown before I watch Fauda. But that is it. Speaking of TV show, one of the channel I watch a lot is of course the Sci-Fi Channel, and I mentioned in a chat a few weeks ago that the show Van Helsing was horrible, but I still watch it. Okay, I'm a sucker for vampire. I'm not sick of vampire, so I struggle to watch the show. I give the show a D, as in dog. The first few episodes, because The problem with the show is the cast of characters. Okay, it has some of the not so good writing, not so good characters, and not so good acting. My God, deplorable. Okay, that's about the best I can. But the show has improved. Now it is on its 12th episode. I can tell you the grade for me has go from D to C plus. Why? Without spoiling, why did the show improve from D to C plus? Because the majority of the worst characters are dead. That's the best I can say it. Okay. I applaud the written off of many of these horrible written and acted characters in that show. Thankfully, the few that are remain are the better characters. But my God, that's what make that show so hard to watch was the first 4 or 5 episodes. Even the first six was filled with some of the worst characters on TV. Ugh. Space Baby is here. Hello. I know how much you like the Overstreet Guide, but I wonder if you think they would take the incredible leap to include slab price next to raw price. I don't think they will do that. In all honesty, Bob Overstreet has his own way. GP GPA has been around now for a decade. It's not new, and he has not adapted to that. And there's no really way. The thing is, Overstreet Guide is a snapshot of time, and the only way to keep it relevant is to be dynamic with the time. And the way Overstreet Guide is used and created, it's not dynamic. It's a snapshot of past time. So I don't see how it can incorporate in slab prices, because even slab price are dynamic. It changes from days to days, weeks to weeks, month to month. So that's why people subscribe to GPA, because every auction, every month, on every major auction from Comic Connect or Heritage or what's going on eBay, it changes. So I don't see how Bob Overstreet can incorporate that data into the snapshot of Overstreet. It's literally is impossible. And Space Baby, to go back to our short discussion a couple, maybe 2 weeks ago. I still disagree with you as far as Overstreet, because ultimately, whether you use the Overstreet Guide to come into agreement with the dealer on that one particular book, it's still the price that was put on that guide. I hate to say is pulled out of your ass kind of price, okay? Because who say Overstreet knows anything about the price of that hard to find, nobody give a shit, unheard of stuff? I mean, it's you cannot take into account what Overstreet put as far as price and demand or anything. I mean, if you use the guide to come up with some kind of agreement with the dealer, that's fine. But that does not, in my opinion, validate any sort of how useful the guide is. It's not. No one will ever convince me that the guide is useful in any sort of way. It's I have gotten into so many heated debates with people over the many years about guide, value, demand, all that stuff. I'm just like, if anyone understand how Overstreet value books, put percentage, like, very fine is this and fine is X percentage of very fine. I mean, the formula is Really? But there is just no way you can value anything using a simple math formula. It doesn't work. It's like I said, the marketplace is dynamic. Okay, it's, you know, a lot of people get mad at me whenever I say the value of something is what some other people are willing to pay. Oh, I hate to hear that. I just want to know what the value is. Well, I hate to break it to you. It means nothing if nobody give a shit. It means nothing. It value nothing if nobody cares. I don't care what the guy is. It is. It's horrible. I mean, every time I brought up the flaw of Overstreet, some people get mad. Oh, the guy. I'm not saying it's worthless. I'm not telling people like don't go and spend, don't go spend $25 or $30 on a guide. I said that if you're gonna buy the guide, enjoy the information, the market trend report, the dealer's report, the collector's opinion. There's a lot of articles, interesting things, the history articles that are written in the guide, all fun stuff to read. Heck, even the ads, the dealer's ads in the guide is fun to read. I don't dispute that. You know, I had one viewer that got all bent out of shape last week because I said not so positive things about the guide. Who cares? I'm not saying don't buy it. I'm just saying that if you buy it and trying to use it as a guide for price, then you are solely way out of the realm of what the market is doing today. That's all I'm saying. It's just that it's useful and fun for many other things. It's just not useful as a guide, price guide. Yeah, it's that's the same way with even let's go another step into price guide. A lot of my friends are not into comic books. They invest and speculate more on house. Okay, I have a lot of friends that own a lot of houses, that flip a lot of houses. Okay, and once again, I got into a debate with them because they use Zillow. For those that into the real estate market, Zillow, Zillow, Zillow. And once again, I had to point out to them, just because you're seeing a price of a house in the same street, in the same neighborhood, go for this price, and you use a formula to come up with the price per square footage and then multiply that into your house to come up with a valuation, guess what? It's apple to orange. One house brand new with brand new equipments, brand new appliances, take of the art, everything. Your house 35 years old. I'm sorry, using that formula does not work. See, as in many price guide, people are just blinded by lack of common sense. Bear 90 asks, do I think the comic book market is going to crash? The answer is I don't know. That's honestly. I have had a lot of people ask me this question. Is all the books going to crash? Is the market going to crash? I don't know. Does it mean that if I believe the market is going to crash, am I going to go out there and sell everything I have? No. Not everything I bought for investment reasons. Okay, so do I care if some of the books I own are worthless to everybody else? No. Sure, on some of the books, when you spend thousands on something, you care about the value. When you spend $1 buying 4 or 5 books, you shouldn't give a rat ass. Okay. But that's how I view at things. Now, do I? So can I can I predict if the market's going to crash in 5 years? No, I don't see it. I don't see a reason for the market to crash. Sure, some segment of the market will suffer. We already see that, okay? The hot books, the variant, heck, for all of those that participate in the hot, rare variant modern books, you already see the crashing sometimes weeks after something was hot, right? Am I right? Sometimes weeks after something was deemed hot that sell for $50 or $100 or whatever, and then 3 months later, back to $10, $20 instead of 200. So it already happened in certain segment of the market. I can see this continue. At the same time, I think the trend is not friendly to the average books. Okay, by the average book, I mean if you are collecting mid grades, low grades books, the trend is not going to be your friend. If you are buying readers, low grade, mid grade, non keys, okay, the market is not going to move. Where I don't see a trend where collector is going to shift toward being completist. Okay, more and more people are now just keys collectors. That's the reason why the non-key books has stagnated in prices for many years. I think that trend will continue because I don't see a whole lot of people going out there and say, I want to have a complete run of Spider-Man or Batman or Fantastic Four. More people just care about the keys. That's why keys are still hot, especially Silver Age keys. But as far as buying the fillers, for collectors, for people that want to be completists, I think it's a fantastic time because you don't have to pay up. But at the same time, if you are a completist, I also advise those that don't buy those things as an investment. Buy them because you love them. Buy them because you want to be a completist. But don't go spending hundreds or thousands trying to complete a run of Spider-Man or Batman or whatever it is and think it's going to be an investment. You better off, you want an investment, you better take all that money and go buy a copy of Amazing Fantasy 15 and be done. Okay, if you want to talk investment, instead of spending $5,000 or $10,000 on trying to have a complete run of Spider-Man, just go buy Amazing Fantasy 15. Be done. Bye, John. Oh, Space Baby, to answer your question, put it up for auction. Is that the best way? No, but you want to to see if a book sell, put it up for auction. Better yet, put who to say that what you pay is fair. I mean, at the end of the day, you were the only buyer. Keep that in mind. You are the only buyer. So just you are not the market. You can use whatever language or scale or scope you want. When it's only you and the seller, you are not the market. Okay, so the best way, put it up for auction. See how many people care. That's my advice. JLS is here. Hello. Yes, JLS, you can't really equate, the bubble of the 90s to what's going on now with the market. The market is very different. There are some similarity between what's going on now with what's going on with the 90s, but it's very different. Very different. So I don't see a bubble-ish crash of the 90s compared to what we have today. Um, what we have today is something that is completely different, and it's really, out of the realm of understanding for me. I'm honest to say that I'm not a buyer of modern books. Okay, so it would be stupid for me to sit there and say, "Oh, there's a bubble in the modern market," blah blah blah. I don't buy the stuff. I don't understand the mentality of people buying the new stuff right now. I don't read a lot of the books that's going on right now, so I would be silly to justify my opinion that it's a bubble because the books are garbage. I don't know. I think the art is good. I I can comment that I think the quality of the art is good. I'm not a big fan of the way some of the books, the modern books, are put together as far as the oversaturation of colors. But that's not a knock on modern books or modern readers or collectors. That's just my preference. But overall, I think we are looking at a completely different beast today than the beast of the 90s, and I don't see a crash-like situation with this market. Um, and the 90s is also very different. You gotta understand, eBay didn't exist in the 90s. You know, different beast. Space Baby, same answer. I don't care if the book has no past sales. I don't give a shit. Bottom line is, if you have a book that you have no idea what the value is, put it up for auction. See how many people want it. Okay, using any kind of arbitrary price guide mean nothing. I don't care what the guys say. If there is no history of a book being sold whatsoever, put it up for auction. Yes, I will give you the same answer today, tomorrow, next year. It ain't gonna change, mate. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, I can debate this issue to death, okay? Because I have had a lot of people that trying to sell me stuff, and the first thing that they would say is, I paid this much for it, so I'm expecting this much for it. And I'm just like, first, I don't give a rat ass what you pay. Second, I pay what I feel like paying. So what you paid and what you want is irrelevant to what I want to pay. Well, if you don't want to put up for auction, then keep it. If that dealer that you bought that book from doesn't want to put it up for auction, then guess what? He can keep that book circling through eBay for months, year, decades, like many other stuff on eBay that is overpriced. Okay. Now, if you want to buy the book and you are happy to pay the price that you agree with him, and so be it. I mean, I it's not in my place to tell you that you overpay for something or get a good deal. I can't say that. Not on a book that is not active in the market as far as availability or whatever. There's no way for me to tell you that what you got is a good deal or a bad deal. But at the same time, I'm going to stand on my ground and tell you that there is no way to justify what you got by using the guide is that it's a good, that the guide is right to use in that situation. No, I still disagree that just because you're able to use a guide to finally came to an agreement with the dealer, with the seller, that does not validate anything about what was put in the guide. That's what I'm saying. A 1 for 50 variant that came out in November 30th is auction off for $880. Woo. Another one is stuck at the cover price. You never know what demand out there is. You know, when it comes down to eBay, I watch a lot of, hello, Levi Crush. I watch a lot of videos from a lot of eBay, right? And I watch, well, a lot of YouTubers. And I see people overpaying for a lot of stuff, and it floors me. It floors me. I mean, I see, you know, often, not everybody mention the price they pay for something, but there are a few channels out there that will tell you the price that they pay for every single book they show. And there's one channel that floors me because these guys overpay for every freaking thing. And I'm just like, what? Where are you buying? What the hell are you buying? Like, I felt like screaming when I watched their videos. Like, what the hell are you buying? Are you even checking the price on eBay? Or even checking the price anywhere on what you're buying? My God, stop overpaying. Hook head hurts. Custom stamp. I got mine done online at Vista Print. I think it's very common. I'm not sure where John got his, but I bought mine. Here's my stamp. I had it was on my ground. I had my stamp here, and I actually, Space Baby, I bought my stamp on Amazon. Now, I was gonna buy it from Vista Print, but I want to make my own stamp to have like that that old look to it. So I actually bought a kit from Amazon for like $10. What came with the kit is this thing here, but you can put your own wording. It comes with a templates with a bunch of A, B, C, D, E, bunch of them, different fonts, and you just had to use. I use a little tweezer. It was a pain in the ass, but I use a tweezer to grab the A, the B, the C, all that stuff to customize my stamps. But that's what I did. I was gonna order one already pre-made from Vista Print, but I decided to do it my own way. This way I can put different messages on my stamp, like as you've seen. I think like John has a couple of my backing board with the stamps where one is like, from the David collection, stuff like that. So, but that's how I do it. Okay, I customize my own for $10 on Amazon. Undisputed Frost say, what you use the stamp for? Dr. Von Schiller was the first that I'm aware of that stamp the backing board of his books, so that people know that it came from his collection. He's proud of that. And I followed the trend. I did the same thing. I did not stamp everything. I had been lazy. But I've tried my best to stamp. Not that it matters, I think Dr. Von Schiller bought a lot of the books off the rack himself, so it means a little bit more than me buying the books on eBay. So does anybody care that a book come from the ETA Nick collection? Not really. So I do it for fun, but I'm not religious about stamping the backing board of any of the books that I sold, because I don't think many people give up that ass. Oh, Abby Nuruddin, I overpaid for Iron Fist one on eBay. 4-page has tears. That would knock the grade down by, well, depend on the grade. Okay, this is one of the things that I always caution people. Depend on the grade. Tears on the interior may not matter. Okay, if you're buying a high grade, mid grade to high grade, by that I mean 7.0 and upper, having tears on the interior page means something. It has an impact. But when you get down to like grade 3.0, 4.0, 5.0, the tears have very little impact on the overall grade. The lower the grade, the less impact. And by the time you get down to 2.0, 0. Yeah, if you ever bought a book from Dr. Von Schiller, you're likely to have a backing board with a stamps on it. I mean, every book that he has gave me over the past 3 years, have had a stamp with his name in it. Shannon has followed Solids for Ben, has followed the same as well. It's fun, it's a cool thing to do if you're proud of your collection and you want the next owner to know where it came from. JLS, that's pretty funny. I like that. JLS, for those that will watch this video later, said that I should stamp my old girlfriends so that people know they passed through the JLS collection. That's a funny one. That's a funny one. No, it's fun to do it. I mean, I said, I put it on as many books as I remember. Often I forgot to do it. I have yet to get into the habit of doing it. Okay, so I'm guilty of shipping out many things, and I'm like, oh, I forgot to put the stamps. If Raz is in, I know I haven't heard from Raz, but Raz was on the chat earlier. She might have been gone by now. Raz, if you are still on the chat, I shipped out your box yesterday. Okay, so, and I left out the notes. I'm so busy wrapping up things, taping up things, and then I ship it out. And then this morning I saw the notes on my table. I forgot to include the notes that I was going to leave inside. Nothing big. The note to say, enjoy the slabs. Raz asked me to send her used slabs. So I made some label for her and put it in those empty slabs. So I basically just said, enjoy so there's no notes in the box, but it's coming. It should be there probably, if I had to guess, maybe Wednesday or Thursday. I ship it out Friday. Brooke asked, what backing boards do you use? What do I use? Well, I buy the backing board from E. Gerber as well. Depend on the size. I use halfback. I don't use. I bought fullbacks as well. Some of the books like for the average day stuff, I buy halfback. Nothing's fancy, but for the valuable books, I use fullback. But basically, this is what I use. The only one John asked, do I buy and trade from people in the chat? Not really. I mean, I haven't bought and sold a lot of my stuff to any YouTubers. You know, I mean, I have sold some stuff to John. I have gifts some stuff for John. John have given me a bunch of stuff. But overall, um, I have done a lot more buying and selling through the CGC forum than any other places other than eBay. I consign a lot of my slab to Comic Link as well over the past 5 or 6 years. Hundreds of slabs to Comic Link. Undisputed Frost asks, would you unslap a 9.6 Hawkeye #1? Uh, I don't know. Is it worth a lot of money? I am oblivious about value of those, so I don't know. Um, you know, I tend to not want to crack out something that's worth a lot of money. I'm not a big fan of wasting values. Okay, um, but if something is worth more in a slab, I tend to keep it. That's why I hate cracking out slab, but that's just me. You know, some people like to buy slabs because they like to buy the trusted grade. Wrong reason. I can't say how much I dislike that. Okay, I understand the reason. Some people are not comfortable with buying raw books, not comfortable with buying restore books, not comfortable with their own skills, all that stuff. For me, I am comfortable with all of that. I mean, sure, have I bought books that are restored? Yes. But for the most part, I have been pretty good at catching restoration, returning them. So I'm not a fan of buying slabs and cracking slabs because to me that is just value destruction. I was not raised to destroy values, not in my DNA. As far as your question, Brooke, as far as size, I buy both. You know, I buy this size and a bigger size. This is the standard 7 x 10.5, and I have bigger size as well because I hate using on with board that is too small. I'm not a big fan of using. I like my board to fit snug with my bag, so I have bigger size too. I have bigger size to use with my bigger board. I'm not a fan of. Do I have anything laying around here? No, but yeah, here's an example of a book that I would rebag and board. This is why right here. As you can see, way too much spaces here, way too many. This either have to go into a smaller Mylar or a bigger backing board need to go into this book. Okay, so that's why I have it here. I have it right here to remind myself that I need to rebag and board this particular book. It's too nice. It's a 9.4-ish book. It's too nice to be put in a flippity floppity backing board. I just look at the time, 11:48. I start the chat early today because I figured I might have to end it early. As mentioned, me, my wife, and the son is gonna go see a movie shortly. So I will end the chat in the next 5 minutes. Okay, so get your question in before I have to go. I have duplicate Uncanny X-Men I would like to trade for issues approximately two. The only one, Johns, are you looking for it? Do you have issue 200 to 300 that you want to trade, or do you want to get rid of 200 to 300? If you have duplicates, those are good issues to have, between 200 and 300. Well, some of it is good. Some of it is John Romita Jr., right? Yes, John Fonchilla, I think Space Baby is asking you, my friend. He wants to send you something. Oh, Brooke, since you're here, still here, your strange tales arrived yesterday. Thankfully, it was shipped. It was shipped in a nice package. Okay, it got here safely. This is what arrived from Brooke. This will go into a package to be shipped to Brooke. It came with one of those old Robert Bell. There was no boards, Brooke. The seller did not include a backing board. Regardless, it's a decent shape. It was well protected between cardboard, thankfully. But I will put a cardboard in here for you, okay? But what a killer cover. Look at that. Nice. A nice self-gifting present from Brooke. Yes, I have a whole lot of those Bell. I have 3 generation of Bell bags. The really old one where there was I think this one is one of the last version because it was asking like $5. No, this is the early one. Brooke, this is a gem of a bag to keep, even though it's yellowing and nasty. It's $3 for 100. $3 for 100. That means that this is one of the early first bags by Robert Bell in the late 60s. So this bag has been around for 50 plus years. A keeper, Brooke. Okay, so don't throw it out. Okay, you can replace the bags and board of this, but for sure, keep it. Keep the bag for the historical thing that it is. Yes, that's an awesome bag. I mean, when I look at the books yesterday, I thought it was one of the newer Bell's bag because I had bags that like it say $5 per 100, $4 for 100. Those are the later like in the 70s, but that is late 60s. Okay, one of the earlier version of bags, a historical item to have. My wife just knocked on the door to let me know that lunch is ready. So time for me to say goodbye. Thank you, everyone. That was a good, lively chat today. As always, I appreciate everyone to jump in and make it lively. My chats are not designed with any kind of topics. It's you guys and girls that join the chat with your questions and comments that make the chat fun for me and everybody else. So as always, a big thank you for everyone that joined the chat and make things fun. Time for me to eat lunch and go see the movie and maybe do a review. If Anthony's up to it. If not, I will do a solo quick review of the cartoon. Okay. Anthony's never a big fan of doing review. Anyhow, bye-bye. Later, guys.